Adriana Caballero with the Caballero Group at Libertas Real Estate. I just wanted to share some information with you guys that I received last week. As realtors, one of the tools that we have is the Cromford Report. This is a report that is done by individuals who study and analyze the market data in Arizona for the real estate market. They look at the numbers and the trends, etc. And I had watched a video that Tina over at the Cromford Report did last week, and I just wanted to summarize a couple of the things that I think are really key points. Before the virus, a lot of my clients had asked me, hey, when are prices going to go back to the way they were in 2008, and when can I get the lowest price on a home in the market? You know, we don't have a crystal ball and we never know, right? So we have to make do with what is the best knowledge that we have and the way that we see things going. Currently in Arizona, we are growing in leaps and bounds, and there is a lot of out-of-state buyers coming as well, making the supply and demand in the real estate market, really tight. There is not very many homes on the market in comparison to the quantity of buyers that there are wanting to buy homes. Right before the virus started, we had 60% less inventory than at the same time last year in the $200,000 to $250,000 market. A lot of this is also attributed to the fact that we have a lot of iBuyers here in the Valley buying properties in that price point for cash. So when the virus started, we had seen that the iBuyers had stopped buying. Now, that doesn't mean that they're never going to come back and buy again. It just means temporarily right now they are not, which means that if you're in the 200 to 250 price point, you may have lower competition to get into a home. We did see also, because of that, a 15% increase in inventory in that price point. Part of it because some investors are selling their Airbnb properties or rental properties while the market is slow. And some of it is because the iBuyers backed out of some of the contracts that they were into, putting that inventory back onto the market. That also gives you more choices, right? So that's a plus for you if you're a buyer in that price point looking for a home. The other thing is that in 2008, the reason why we had a market crash was because there was a lot of bad loans being done. There were 100% financing loans. There were loans for investors who didn't have an end user for the property. And then there were interest-only loans that were adjustable rate loans. So as the time went on, the payments went higher. And it created an environment where people couldn't afford their mortgages, and then there were no buyers to buy the properties because the properties didn't have equity. And then for those investment properties where they didn't have anyone living there, they weren't making the payments on them either, and they were allowing them to go to foreclosure, which was creating lower prices. So right now we don't have that issue. We actually have a really healthy seller market. Our sellers are gaining equity continually at a pretty decent pace. Even if our appreciation level were to level out, we still have a lot less inventory on the market than we have buyers for. So it creates a supply and demand issue, making it to where the seller has a lot of options. They can definitely put their house on the market and sell it and make a profit. Or if there were the case that they couldn't do that, then they could put the house up for rent and definitely have a renter, because there's also a lot more renters than there are rental properties. So with sellers having a lot of options, you really won't see them fire selling their houses or agreeing to take much less than market value for them because they have so many options. I hope that this brought some value to you, and I hope that your family is doing well and you're healthy and you are coming up with lots of ideas to keep your family busy right now. If you have any questions or you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can always call, text, or PM me on social media, 623-229-6609.